This now brings us to the types of flight in birds. Those birds that fly have three forms of flight. One, we have what we are calling flapping or active flight. Two, we have gliding. And three, we have soaring. Flapping, gliding, soaring. We now begin by looking at flapping, also called active flight. Why do we call it active flight? Because it involves the use of energy. And what is involved in flapping? The bird moves the wings up and down. When you look outside after the lesson, you move out and then you'll see birds flying. You'll see that some birds move by moving their wings up and down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Now that movement requires a lot of energy. That's why we are calling it active flight. It is brought about by muscles. Remember, we called them the pectoralis muscles, pectoralis major and pectoralis minor. We are seeing that. So that is moving by flapping, active flight. Because we said flapping is where the wings are moved up and down. Later, we are going to see the mechanism of flapping, how flapping works. And we shall see that it involves upstroke and down stroke. So we see it is a type of flight that involves up and down movement of the wings against air. And it is brought about by movement of the pectoralis muscle. So that we are seeing there is flapping or carrying out active flight, active flight. That is flapping or active flight. We have another form of flight known as gliding, to glide, gliding. Gliding is a type of flight whereby the bird simply moves under gravitational force. Gravity. What happens? The bird spreads its wings and tails and simply moves within the air. Simply spreads the wings and tails and moves within the air, but under gravitational force. It spreads the wings, it spreads the tail. But because it is moving under gravitational force, that means the bird will not keep up. It will kind of lose height, coming down. Remember, gravity is a force that pulls down. So in gliding, the bird spreads the wings, spreads the tail, and moves in air, but under gravity. Therefore, it loses height. Gliding is usually used in birds that are going to land, because when it is going to land, it was flying from up, it now needs to come down. So just like we see in that visual, it has spread the wings, it has spread the tail. Look at the tail, spread, the wings spread. Then it simply moves in the air under gravity. Therefore, it ends up losing height. That is why we say that it is used when the bird is going to land. When we do a comparison between flapping and gliding, you realize that gliding does not require the use of energy, but flapping requires a lot of energy. Flapping, wings up and down. Gliding, spread wings, spread tail, then the bird moves under gravity, losing height as it is about to land. I'm sure when you look out, you will see some birds in that posture. That means they are now moving by gliding, compared to the first one, where you'll see them moving by flapping. We then move ahead and look at the third type of flight, and that is soaring. Soaring is the upward movement of the bird by help of air currents, meaning soaring enables the bird to gain height without flapping. Flapping, gliding, the bird loses height, coming down. Soaring, the bird moves up but without flapping the wings. Look at that eagle. That eagle is not flapping. It is not flapping. It has spread its wings, moving within the air. In the process, it is gaining height. Therefore, that is what we are calling soaring. That eagle is moving by soaring. Soaring, the bird again flapping the wings. In summary, birds move or fly in 3 types. 1, they fly by flapping. Flapping, up and down movement of the wings. 2, the birds fly by gliding. Spread the wings, spread the tail. Moves under gravitational force. Loses height. Used when the bird is going to land. And 3, soaring. Soaring involves the bird moving in air, gains without the bird flapping. Just like you see that eagle, it is moving by soaring. 3 types of flight in birds. The 3 types of flight in birds. Okay, we move ahead and we go back to flapping flight, and we see how is flapping brought about in birds. How are they able to move? What changes occur to bring about the up and down movement of the wings? This is brought about by muscles that we called the pectoralis muscles. Pectoralis muscles. Now, pectoralis are of 2 types. We have what we call the pectoralis major and the pectoralis minor. What we are seeing is a visual showing us the attachment of muscles onto the skeleton of a bird. Attachment of flight muscles on the skeleton of a bird. Flight muscles in birds are of 2 types. Pectoralis minor and pectoralis major. Now, pectoralis minor, also called elevator. Pectoralis major, depressor. Remember, the muscle that plays a big role is the one that contracts. When pectoralis major contracts, that is the depressor, we expect the wing to move down. When pectoralis minor, elevator, contracts, we expect the wing to move up. Now, when you look at that skeleton, there is that part we call the sternum. The sternum. On the sternum, there is that part where the muscles attach. We call it the keel of the sternum. Keel of the sternum. That's where the muscles attach. But the skeleton has those other bones, because a skeleton is a framework of bones. We now want to see how is flapping brought about. Looking at the attachment of those muscles on the bird's skeleton.